Hi there, welcome to No Nonsense Whiskey. My name's VinPF, and on today's episode we're going to check out the latest Heroes Heretics release. Now, as you guys know, I've worked with Heroes Heretics before, and they've sent this bottle over to me for review, and this is their brand new classic series. As you can see down here, it's an aged 12 years, and they're calling it a kind of Speyside surprise distillery. So we don't actually know where this is distilled, but we do know it's a single malt Scotch whisky. This is also a small batch, as you can see here. There's a few other details here, like the bottle numbers. There's 1,500 bottles of this, give or take. So yeah, this is slightly different to what they usually produce, because the majority of their whiskies are kind of in single cask. This one is a kind of another one of those, I want to say entry level ones, because it's the same price point as the 48, that kind of like 50 quid vibe. I think the 48 is literally £48, but it's around that sort of 50 quid vibe. The only thing we don't know is exactly where it's distilled. In fact, I even asked them, and they wouldn't tell me. So that's how much of a secret this is. And I have to say, I think that's a good thing. But we'll get into that a little bit later as we get through the tasting. Now, as I said earlier, this is a brand new release. This has only just come out to market. There is only sort of 1,500 bottles available. So if you've been interested in Heroes Heretics before, now's a good time to jump on them, because this is a good whiskey, as I'll mention as I get through the tasting. But we've whittled on about it enough. Let's go on to the actual tasting itself and see what we've got in the glass, shall we? So, this is a single malt whiskey. No added colour, non-chill filtered, so we can talk about this. It is a fairly light colour. We don't know anything about the casks that we used. What I do know is it says small batch, which I know can really mean anything from between 2 and sort of a few hundred casks. This is a relatively small batch from that one distillery. So, yeah, we don't know what's been used in that. I'm going to imagine some kind of refills, but as you guys know on the channel, I don't really care about that sort of thing as long as it tastes good. Let's get onto the nose and see what we've got then, shall we? Now, usually I get this kind of Speyside-y nose, I call it, the Speyside nose, which is a bit like heaps of orchard fruits like apples and pears and that sort of thing. I don't really get that on this. That makes it very interesting. For me, it's quite biscuity, it's quite malty. Bags of like caramels and vanillas and things like that in there. Loads of honey, vanillas. Really nice. It's very light and floral. It is 51%, so it is a bit higher on the ABV. And that does show its face in here a little bit. There is some kind of like alcohol tingliness going on, but it's not overly so in my opinion. Really nice nose. Let's try on the palate. Now, the ABV really does make itself known here. Really good mouthfeel. Something that I really look for. Might be a little overpowering for people who are really into their kind of low ABV whiskies. That's sort of 43, 46%. But this does take a drop of water. You know, I don't normally talk about water on the channel. And I definitely don't add water on the videos, just for the sake of brevity rather than anything else. But this definitely does take water. So if you do get a bottle of this, make sure you check that out. Have another sip. More of those kind of cereal notes are translating across from the nose to the palate. More of those honeys and those vanillas. And the finish just keeps going on and on and on. It's quite spicy, kind of peppery notes on the back end. So I was quite surprised, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. Tried it straight away, and I've just fallen in love with this thing immediately. It's going down quite rapidly. I don't think this one's going to last long. I didn't see the price before I tried this thing for the first time, and I was expecting this to be around that sort of £65 mark. This sells for 50 quid on their website right now. This is HAH CWS, I think it is. CWS, yeah. But I'll put the link in the description below, and you can have a look at their whiskies themselves. But for me, as you guys know, I really like the Heroes Heretics range. This is no different at all. It's been very well picked. Considering this is a blend of casks, this is very well rounded indeed, and really tasty. And for 50 quid, I think you're getting a bit of a bargain there. So yeah, absolutely go and check these guys out. If you've just seen this been released and you've been wondering what it tastes like, now you know. And if you've tried any Heroes Heretics before, you're going to get the same sort of quality that you know you're going to get already. And if you haven't tried them before, this might be the time to jump on it.